Hello Internetians, my name is Josh, aka Ultra Player, welcoming you to Week 2 of the MLP Season 4. I am the coach of your 0-1 New York Metagross. Pains me to say that, but we did come off of a loss last week against Mace Master and the Beijing Drapions. Make sure you go check that battle out because it was an amazing battle. But this week we turn our attention to Archeops and the Georgia Granbulls. His team shall appear below me now. He has drafted a pretty threatening team with some very interesting mons. He did also have to draft some lower tier mons in his draft because he franchised and grabbed another tier 1. So, there's that. But we have a team ready for him. We have already had the battle with him. I'm literally recording this minutes after I just had that battle. It was a great one. But, his team. He franchised his Weavile from last season. Very scary mon to deal with. Ice Dark coverage is just something that's really obnoxious for any team to really take on. Combine that with Poison Jab coverage and low kick coverage and the potential for, he has Ice Shard for priority or SD. Something to keep in mind. He has a Primarina, which is his bulky water and his bulky fairy type. High offense, high special defense, can be very bulky, kind of slow though. Stuff like Surf, Moonblast, I think it runs Defog too. I expect him to bring a defensive version just because of my Mega Absol kind of destroys him otherwise. He has an Espeon, has Magic Bounce, usually uses that to keep hazards away from your side of the field, uses that as hazard control, can run Specs, can run Calm Mind Sweeper, etc. He has a Sceptile, a mon that we have used in the past, can be a SD Acro, or an SD like Acro set, with Unburden, can be a Life Orb with stuff like Leaf Storm, very fast, outspeeds, I think my entire team, except for Aerodactyl. Can be a threat, but we have prep for it. His Marigold can do anything in the game. Another mon that we are familiar with can run random stuff like Scarfed Final Gambit, can run Rapid Spin, can run Stealth Rock, can run Sticky Web. Typically you see Spore, Focus Sash, and that kind of stuff. Do not expect him to bring it whatsoever. He has a Noctowl. Usually runs especially bulky, maybe defog, maybe offensive. It's Noctowl, it's trash. Don't expect him to bring it, doesn't do shit. He has a Mega Heracross. Kind of one of the most threatening wall breakers to ever grace the game. Bug fighting coverage, can get Rock Blast, can get Bullet Seed, can set up a sub on me, on a lot of my mons. Can set up Swords Dances. Just something that's, it's very frightening to deal with. It's very slow, so I took that into consideration when building my team. He has a Heatran, something I fully expect him to bring because I do have a Clefable. So, there's that. Very bulky, very good typing, very good ability, very good move pool, can run Stealth Rocks, can run Toxic, can run Taunt, can run Lava Plume, usually a good Stall Breaker, can run offensive with stuff like Flash Cannon and Overheat, Spec, Scarf, Life Orb, whatever you want. It's a very versatile mon. He has like a Bite, little baby chomp. Typically just runs defensive, uses Stealth Rock Setter, has no recovery, has not a lot going for it. 4 times weakness to ice. Very underwhelming. So, I'm just making sure I'm not lagging. He has an Emolga, which is a little tiny flying squirrel, which is trash. Except against my team. Because my team, Clefables is basically the only thing that can handle it, unless I run I don't know, I can't think of what kind of Silvally set would take it on Dragon, I guess, maybe Ground. Reuniclus could take it on a little bit. Empoleon gets destroyed. Miltank can get destroyed. Absol, gone. Piloswine cannot really take it on too well. Tangela gets obliterated by Air Slash. Haunter can't take a hit. Aerodactyl does not want to take an electric move, and Fernim does not want to take a flying move. And Molga actually does pretty good work against my team, and like, I was honestly expecting to see it. And then last but not least, he has a Powdon, a very bulky mon from OU. Usually has more physical bulk than anything, can run Whirlwind, run Toxic, Edgequake, can run Slack Off, Stealth Rocks, whole mess of things. But now that we have quickly gone over his team, let's go over our team. If you do not remember what our team is from last week or the draft recap, we have Clefable, we have our Silvally, Reuniclus, Empoleon, Miltank, Mega Absol, Piloswine, Tangela, Haunter, Aerodactyl, and Fernape. So, first one I noticed that did really well against his team, and a mon I knew I had a brain just because he has Heracross, is my Clefable. We have Moonblast, Soft Boil, Protect, and Hidden Power Ground. Obviously, Hidden Power Ground is for that Heatran. Moonblast is just to hit everything else. He has no other fairy resist except for that Heatran. Protect is there to scout some choice stuff in case I think he's like a choice Specs Espeon. If I think he is like some kind of choice anything else, like maybe Specs Primarina. But it's also there to get leftovers. In case I come in and I've already taken a bit of chip damage, and he attacks me with Heracross, I need Protect to get the leftover so I can tank the next hit, because that Heracross, this is my only thing that can kind of take a hit from Heracross. I mean, I do have Silvally Fairy, which could have worked, but that does not have any reliable recovery, and would have just been a big pain in the butt. Soft Boiled is obviously there to keep healthy, and I've explained everything else. Max attack, or max HP, max defense, just to take hits as best as possible. I thought about running a little bit of Spadef, I thought about running a little bit of speed, but I can't afford to do that. I just can't. I noticed Reuniclus did really well this match, and I was tossing back and forth so many sets. I thought about Calm Mind, I thought about Assault Vest, I thought about this, and I ultimately decided for a Trick Room Life Orb set, because I outspeed everything under Trick Room, and I destroy his team. It helps weaken his Primarina, because that's like his best switch in for my Mega Absol. So it's like, if I can use Reuniclus to wear that down, then Absol has a lot better time. We have Trick Room, obviously, with min speed, once again, just to outslow everything and basically be faster than everything under that. We have Psyshock. Hits Primarina harder, even though I do believe he's going to be running physically defensive. Can hit Noctowl pretty hard. Destroys Emolga, destroys Heracross. I have Signal Beam for stuff like the Weavile and the Espeon, because those are two of his Psychic Resists, and his only other Psychic Resist is that Heatran, which gets blown away by Focus Blast. Magic Guard, obviously, so I don't take Toxic, Life Orb, or Stealth Rock damage, which is very nice. Max HP and max special attack. I was going to run a bit of Bulk to take on some things better, but I ultimately decided this. Again, this thing just rips his team apart. Like, he does not have a lot of good switch-ins to Reuniclus, especially none that can switch in multiple times. I can use this also to take a hit from Emolga and fire back a big hit. I cannot take a hit from Mega Heracross. I can take a hit from Sceptile. I can take hits from Primarina. I can take one Spec Shadow Ball from Espeon from like full. I believe he does like 74 min. I can easily take hits from Gibite and a Heatran. So there's that. Next thing we have is our Trident, our Empoleon, making his debut in the MLP. This is here for the Espeon, because if he's a Calm Mind Espeon, I need something to take it on. If he's a Specs Espeon, I need something to take it on. Empoleon handles it very, very, very well. Skull does, I believe, around 40% before a Calm Mind boost. Stealth Rocks is there, as this is my reliable Stealth Rock setter. Again, if I can take on his Magic Bounce user, I can easily set up Stealth Rocks against it. He might still stay in with like HP Fighting or something, but he does not get Focus Blast. Thank God, or I would be in such big trouble with that thing. I'd probably be running AV Reuniclus. I do have 16 speed to make sure I outspeed a no speed Primarina. And 240 HP lets me hit a leftovers member, so I get the most back from leftovers. And then just maximize special defense to take on Espeon better, to take on Noctowl better, to take on Primarina better, to take on Special Sceptile better, even though I wouldn't use this to take on Special Sceptile, because Special Sceptile will threat, etc. I have Scald on there just because it's a general stab, it gets burned, it's good, it's Scald, why not run it? Stealth Rock, again, just to help wear down his team. He does have Noctowl, which is weak to rocks, and Emolga, which is weak to rocks, and Weavile, which is weak to rocks, and I think everything else takes neutral. No, his 2 ground types. So, there's that. Rocks did pretty good against his team. I have Grass Knot on there for the Primarina, so that thing does not be, like, wall me forever. And I have HP Flying. My way of seeing it is, if I can more neutralize things that Empoleon is there for, and I feel like it's outlived its usefulness. If he comes in on on this with Mega Heracross, then I can prevent it from setting up a sub against me, which would be really scary. Prevent it from setting up an SD on me, which would be even more scary. Just prevent it from doing anything except killing me. I force him to kill me, basically. That way I can go to my Clefable and finish it off, or I can go out to one of my threats and finish it off. And keep it from just, like, doing anything, because Mega Heracross has 185 base attack stat, and that is very scary for my team. So there's that. Next, I was gonna have, like, Clefable be my kind of Weavile check, but I can't have it checking everything, because it kind of does. But I have to take some of the leverage off of it. So we do have a defensive Infernape here to take on his Weavile. The most he can do to me is Poison Jab, I believe, unless he gets Aerial Ace, which I'm pretty sure he does. Aerial Ace is... Aerial Ace, I believe, after Leftovers is not a 2-hit KO. Just doing some quick calcs. I know Poison Jab does around like 34-35% max. But this does handle the Weavile very well. I resist his stabs, his low kick does nothing, his Poison Jab does like 30-35. We have Slack Off to keep healthy against that, so that it just won't be a problem. We have Gunk Shot to lure in that Primarina and weaken it, because for a while my whole thing was based around weakening Primarina, so I can, like, to help Reuniclus, to help Absol, to help Silvally. Basically, Primarina was the end-all be-all wall of my team. Like, it walled half of everything, like almost everything I had. So there's that. We have Gunk Shot to weaken that, does like 70%, I think. Low Kick for the Weavile, which destroys it. We have Low Kick for Heat Rain, which does 2-hit KO it unless it is physically defensive. And I have Will-O-Wisp to neutralize the Weavile, to neutralize the Mega Heracross. I have enough speed to outspeed a max speed Heracross, Mega Heracross, a max speed Smeargle, a max speed Heatran, specifically a max speed Heatran. That way I can beat Heatran 1v1, unless it is Scarf Earth Power, or if it's Earth Power in general. I do take one Earth Power, though. You take one. Unless it's offensive. So there's that. Low Kick, like I said, will 2-KO that. And then Will-O-Wisp can just help me, like, burn stuff and wear it down. I can take on Sceptile rather well. I can take, like, one hit, unless it's Life Orb, from a physical Sceptile, which is nice, and burn it, or Low Kick it, or Gunk Shot and kill it. Gunk Shot will probably kill it, because it's weak as hell. And then I just maximize my physical defense to take on Weavile better, to take on, basically whatever I can better. Defensive Infernape really does put in a lot of work against this team. Burning that Heracross before he can set up an SD, or before he can kill me. So next, Silvally. Does not have his nickname on him. Poor Chimera. We're going to put it on there, but we do have a Silvally Water this time, which is interesting. I tossed around a lot of Silvally sets. I tossed around Silvally Fairy, Silvally Dragon, Silvally Ice, but ultimately we went with Silvally Water because he does not have good water resist. A Swords Dancing Silvally Water destroys his entire soul. Ice Fang, Thunder Fang, Multi-Attack. Multi-Attack with an SD boost does destroy a Powdon. It destroys Heatran. Ice Fang will obliterate Noctowl and Gabite. Multi-Attack at +2 destroys Espeon. Does a whole bunch to Primarina. Smeargle killed 5 times over. I would not stay in against Sceptile. It destroys Weavile. It just destroys his entire team. Same speed tier is Infernape. We have enough speed to outspeed a max speed Heatran. Maximize attack and just throw the rest in bulk. So glad to have Chimera here making his debut. Hopefully he can do a lot of work. And lastly, not in Mega Form because we did have to do a custom battle. We have gotta bring the heat, guys. You already know that I gotta bring some heat. We have a Calm Mind Baton Passing Mega Absol. And this set was supposed to do so much work, and it didn't do as much as I wanted. We have a max speed Absol because with max speed I can outspeed a Scarfed Primarina. Let me just so you can see the stats. There you go. So now you can see the stats. What this lets me do is this lets me set up for my sweeping Reuniclus, because a +2/+2 Reuniclus kills everything on his team. I can Baton Pass to Trident and get off some big Scald. I can Baton Pass into Clefable and have a Calm Mind Clefable suit without even Calm Mind. So much work. So much work. Calm Mind Baton Pass can do a lot of work with this set. I have enough speed, like I said, to outspeed Scarf Primarina. I have enough Spadef. This is very important. So what this Spadef lets me do is it lets me set up as on Primarina. So the goal is Calm Mind. I come in on something that he won't stay in with. He goes in Primarina as I Calm Mind. I Calm Mind again because with my Spadef I can take an offensive Moonblast, unless it's Specs, I believe. Can't remember. I built this team like 3 days ago. And Baton Pass, or take the Moonblast, even if it's offensive, as I Calm Mind again, and Baton Pass into like Reuniclus and kill everything. +2 Life Orb, modest Reuniclus just destroys his entire soul. I have Thunderbolt on there as the best possible stab option. If I start Calm Minding up, Powdon's not going to want to take hits anyway. And neither does like Primarina because of Thunderbolt. But this was my whole Heat idea, was just Baton Pass into like Reuniclus or Clefable and just start winning. If I got 2 Baton Passes into Clefable, then he was not really going to be touching me. He was going to have a lot of trouble with it. If I Baton Pass into Reuniclus, that'd be an issue. I can take 1 hit from my Powdon, so unless it's Whirlwind or something, I would be able to handle it. I don't think he'll bring Whirlwind. I think he'll bring Stealth Rock because he can beat my Magic Bounce user and my Defoggers with a Powdon. Well, he can't really beat my Empoleon, but he does kind of scare it with the Earthquake. I expect him to bring Earthquake, Slack Off, and Stone Edge. He might switch out Stealth Rock for like Toxic or something. But I don't expect him to bring Whirlwind on the set. Stone Edge, he'll need it for the Aerodactyl because that's one of his best checks to my Aerodactyl. Because an offensive Aerodactyl actually doesn't work. And if he just brings Earthquake, then he's completely walled by Haunter. So I fully expect him just to not have Whirlwind. So that is my team. Hopefully we're doing well. Tomorrow we do have the battle, so make sure you tune in for that. But until then, I will see you next time.